Greetings! This is episode number 3 of Amazing Cultivation Simulator gameplay, where we'll really be getting to grips with our first Inner Disciple Artoo. I'm attending to their needs as we really start applying the principles of the 5 elements in Feng Shui. Bungpipe has finally opened the ancient casket, and it's given us a tiny bit of ore. Well, that's not great, is it? Also, this lad has turned up. But I think he's not going to actually attack us. I think now he's finished attacking us, and now he's just going to have a bit of a drink at the well. I'm okay with that. There's a bit more redesigning we're going to have to do. I won't, so I'll do that mostly off camera. But it will mean building a few more workshops so we can build more of our crafting tables. We need sect-related stuff there. I also want to add some interlinking doors. Now I've actually looked up a bit more about Feng Shui and how doors actually work. And we also will need to build a better room for our new disciple, because at the moment this room does not cut it. In fact, everyone's room doesn't cut it at the moment because they're so barren and people are complaining. Okay, so I'm building a couple of more rooms down here. This is going to be where our sect crafting takes place. I'm also repurposing this as this is going to be another area for workshoppery, and where I'm going to actually build a couple of new things. We're going to build some clothing stuff. There we go, a sewing table can go there, and a loom which can go, I think, there. Right, so let's have a look, now we've set that building. Let's have a look at what Artoo's doing. You're still sleeping. That's fine, because we left Artoo in a very bad mood, with all this list of negative traits. Most of it is about the fact that she is sleeping on the floor, and really uncomfortable, and we need to make sure that the room that she does eventually sleep in is much better. We'll have to build her a room based on her own element. Her own room isn't going to cut it. And we also need to give her a weapon and an artifact, and also some better clothing, hence why we're building a loom and all that. But for now, we're just going to wait for her to wake up and then come back home. We don't need to worry too much. Although her mood is bad. Unfortunately, when I think in the last episode, I tried to get her to improve that by training her mind, but that actually affects mental state, not mood. So elemental-wise, R2 is all water aligned. Let's have a look at that. Her law, 16 supreme steps, is water aligned, and as we saw in the last episode, that matches her character very well. So, because she's a water element, her new room, this is her old room, it's all made of wood, her new room needs to be made of the sympathetic element. The walls need to be made of metal, as the sympathetic thing, because metal begets water, so it improves the water. And the actual bed itself needs to be made of something watery, so it's going to have to be, I think, ice crystals. So yeah, we need a new bed and some new walls, so we may as well just make this somewhere else. But we do need metal to make the walls, and we've got bugger all iron, which is irritating. And we've got loads of ice crystals, but iron-wise we've only got 16. That might be enough. I think now we've actually been knocking down some walls. That might actually be enough. I'm making these walls out of wood. Oh, is that Artoo? Yes, Artoo is back! Artoo is going back home to have a sleep in a proper room. So again, that should hopefully improve mood. But again, we do need to make better rooms. Yeah, well actually, I think I'll put some extra decoration in these, just to make everyone a bit more cheerful. So something else crucial that I need to build is an observatory. I don't know if this needs to be its own room or not, but I'm going to assume not. This is going to help us really show off the Feng Shui and the 5 elements effect of everything. Oh god, I've been making all those bows, haven't I? I made all those bows in a panic and now we've got millions of them. We do have clothing issues in this colony, I've noticed. Tiny Froggy, who's got sand in their eyes, only likes a temperature below 10 degrees. And unfortunately it's now 15 degrees, so Tiny Froggy's baking hot. Ugh. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about Froggy. I might try to make some new clothes. What clothes have you got on? Bear hide? Okay, bear hide will actually be very warm indeed. So what we need to do really is once the loom and the fabric stuff is up and running, we do need to get Froggy to wear some nicer clothes. Oh, these rooms are well built as well, so just pause that. I'm going to build the artifact crafting table. It's quite a big bugger, this. And also the alchemy furnace. This is probably not going to be used. Oh god, there's a tree in the way. There's several trees in the way. We'll do this. I think this needs to be rotated. Oh, we can't rotate it. Okay, it'll have to go there, I think. Oh, the observatory's built! So as a result of the observatory being built, we can now check the Feng Shui of everything. So now we've got this, the elemental thing. So whenever you hover over something, it'll tell you exactly how things balance out. Like this leafy, woody poplar tree has a little bit of earth element about it, the yellow bar, but it has a lot of green element about it, and a tiny bit of blue water element as well. If you look at the rooms, and this one over here, is very... It's got metal and earth and wood and stuff like that. Also, we can now look at the Feng Shui of every room. So this one is a bit cramped, but the bedroom aspect of it with the door facing south is very good indeed. So generally, this is pretty good Feng Shui, and it applies to most people. However, R2's Feng Shui is terrible because we're not satisfying the requirements for that particular individual, which is why I want to make a different room. Or possibly keep the same room, but I definitely have to change the bed. I think this does need to be made of ice crystal rather than wood. At the moment, wood is not doing anything for her. Elsewhere, we have some yellow things which aren't great, and some green things which are. This dining table is very auspicious Feng Shui. So I'm giving R2 a different bed, and depending on the placement, it's either slightly ominous or slightly auspicious. Obviously, slightly auspicious is better. Now, the ice crystal bed, though, is very good. Now I've actually sort of placed that. It's not actually built yet, but that's going to improve things a lot. Also, a quick redesign here. I think I'm putting too many things in here, but let's actually move things around and see what we can do to improve things. That's a bit ominous at the moment. If we move it to here... Oh, that's ominous as well. Now, it's auspicious if you put it there. So that should turn green. Also there. And that should hopefully declutter things a little bit. Also, this place is filthy, so one needs to start cleaning up. Rumour says a hunter from Namping village has found a dead body at the foot of Mount Full Moon. The body has a stone casket on it, which is invulnerable to water and fire. Very paranormal. Right, so we can now go to the world. I remember doing this on stream. And investigate this stone casket in Namping village. A small village where most residents make a living on farming and hunting. So we'll go on a little adventure. We'll send R2 on, who's now apparently got completely good mood. I think now she's no longer sleeping in a cave. So we'll do that. I think we can now close all this. And this will lead to us discovering more laws, apparently, but since our first main law was so good to R2, we're not going to be too worried about that. However, if we promote anyone else to Inner Disciple, they'll need a choice of laws to make sure that we do get the best out of them, like complementary elements and all that. Oh god, it's all spoilt. What's happening there? The cooking has failed. Oh, I didn't realise. I thought that had just been food that had been left out too long. No, apparently, whoever's doing the cooking is doing it really badly. I was meaning to do this, wasn't I? Let's see who's chefing. Dr. Mate is chefing, and you're terrible at cooking, so you're not going to do that anymore. That's going to be old Bunk Pipe's job. I do need to sort this out. Tiny Froggy's doing the farming, which is fine. But other things, like Dr. Mate, do not want to do any crafting, or tailoring, or smithing. Or anything, really. You're good at healing and hunting and building. Right, that should sort things out a little bit. Now stop making shite meals, you bad chef. Oh, that's okay. A beef bone soup, that's delicious. Okay, that's fine. I am moving things around a bit more. Let's try... I might move the stove as well, because that's in a very ominous position. So let's start looming. We'd probably just need any old fabric, really. Can be used to craft stuff. Oh, we need cotton. Oh, we need cotton. Oh, we need a field of cotton. Now, where do we grow things? Oh, it's over here, isn't it? There's some more good soil over here, so let's do that. A cultivator is observing you. Ooh, where are you? Are you the new lad? Or the temporary lad? There you go. C2. Passerby, go to target area. Oh, you're breaking into someone's room. You're going to Danger Lad's room. Ooh. Don't be naughty. So these vases seem to be working now. These are all... Oh, that's a magnificent vase. Nice. And we also look, and this was yellow earlier, because we have now got the sect Feng Shui from yellow to green, or greenish. And so by moving things around, we have improved things quite nicely. R2 came here and found traces of many incidents. Let's go and do the secrets. R2 arrived at the village and learned about Zhang Erwa's dwelling place from some villager. She exhibited the bearing of coming from a household of immortals. Zhang's family defied her and reverently presented R2 with a stone casket. Excellent. In my stream I did that and ended up having to, fight or something. Still got the stone casket, but I had to put up my dukes. So good news, the loom has been built. Bad news, it's an ominous loom. Actually, it's a sewing table. That's the loom. Yeah, we do actually need to do some sewing. I'm hoping... Oh, we got fur. We could make clothes out of fur. We need thin pants for Froggy. I'm hoping that might actually work. Thin pants and thin shirt. Maybe that'll work. Have we got any fur? It looks like we have. Oh, that counts. Rabbit hide and bull hide directly seem to count as fur, so we will be able to make those clothes. We don't need to worry about the loom. Just out of interest, who else is doing training? Dr. Mate is doing terrible with foundation training. They've only got their lower legs filled in with orange. Bungpipe's doing okay. Danger Lad's not. Tiny Froggy is. So they're slowly getting there, but we don't want to over-promote Outer Disciples, otherwise nobody is going to do any work for us. Artoo is back. And you've left us a casket, so we'll open that. For some reason you've left it there. Slow things down a bit. Actually, the first thing I want Artoo to do is do a talisman. So to protect her from cold, because her bed is -2, -3 degrees, and I don't want her to get frostbite, like what happened in my stream. It should be okay, but we have to be careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little... We start with some talisman paper, so if we can actually find the damn stuff. There it is. You can make more of this paper at a talisman station, but we don't need to build that just yet. We need a cold-resistant talisman, so we basically need to make this, or we need Artoo to make this, and equip it, and that means she will be protected somewhat from the cold. We can also give her warmer clothes, which we may have to do as well. Right, we can also have a look at... Oh, there we go. Inspiration. We've got 349 inspiration points, so we can't really do very much. Everything seems to require 600 or 900, or 1200. I think we should do Artifact Mastery, because I do want to give her an artifact, because she is complaining about that. Oh, here's the casket. There's a longsword crossed with a liquor gird on the exterior. Tiny Froggy remembered their fellow disciple and how he was as a person. And we found all the laws. Okay, and lots of other stuff as well. Okay, so they've carried all this stone casket gubs into the main storage area. We've got a few manuals, which contain great learning, so I may need to make Artoo equip them to learn from them. Or we may need to put it in a library, not quite sure. Artoo has now picked up the talisman, by the way, and equipped it. You have to do that manually, even though she drew it in the first place. And she's now got it in her inventory, so she should now be protected from cold. Must remember to call that talisman, not an artifact. They are two different things. Speaking of the artifacts, now she's actually got a better ability of making those. We should try and actually do that on the artifact crafting table here, which is slightly ominous, admittedly. I've had to rebuild the furnace, by the way, to make it into a bigger room, because people were getting trapped and stuff. So let's see what we can make. Everything's... artifacts are basically dependent on their tier, and something else as well. Like, if you try to turn this ice crystal bar into an artifact, that's a tier 5, a treasure. It's got a lot of chi as well, which is, I think, is beneficial to the final artifact. So you need to choose something that's high tier, ideally. So, craft. I think we can only choose artifacts, although that's the only thing I'm giving that much of a shit about. So, insufficient chi. You need 18,000! Oh dear, maybe we can't do that then. We could do that with a bow for 40% chance. But unfortunately the bow is really low tier. It's a mortal relic of 1. Oh god, I should have checked this out earlier. So it looks like we'll only be able to do this with really piss bits of crap, rather than good bits of greatness. Well, you can have a really bad wooden bow. That doesn't seem very good. That really doesn't seem like the best way of doing it. But at least you'll have an artifact. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Let's do some artifact crafting. This looks like it's going to take a long time. It's only got a 40% chance, so as I say, we may not do this. We may have to do this several times. Oh shit. I wasn't paying any attention to food, and suddenly we've got none. Well, we've got 20 anyway. So we will need to start thinking about hunting and gathering and all that kind of stuff. The wheat! The bloody wheat that I seem to have planted a million years ago, over here, only 66% done. There's this field over here which is only 30% done. Wheat takes forever! It's day 18 already. We'll have to harvest some trees. We'll get stuff from the ginkgo tree. That's always worth harvesting. Let's harvest everything around here. So the artifact didn't work. And never mind. That's a bit of an annoying thing. So I'm now concerned Artoo is no longer a good match for her own lore. Her constitution and intelligence personality stats do seem to have got smaller, so that blue pentagon of hers no longer fully envelops the orange law shape. The law match has gone down to 72% from around 140. So I guess I need to work on those stats somehow. I wonder if reading manuals will help. So this manual will get us, if once we've studied this, we'll get us elixir recipes, like loads of different sorts of pills. So I might actually get Artoo to learn that. I think Artoo. So you go and equip that and you'll learn that. And that'll be a handy thing to do, won't it? Go check your inspiration. Oh, you got 600. That means we can now... this requires now 603. Every time you learn something, costs go up a little bit. But we can possibly do the Mindful Springs category practice. Visualise a gushing spring in a sun-dappled forest, calming and enhancing your mind. Performing such chi training allows one to strengthen their connections to the earth around them, as well as the heavens, improving chi absorption. Everything else is too expensive. I think I'm just going to go for Mindful Springs. Okay. Increases mental state and all that and all. But yeah, these things have gone red. The environment element is not good for the lore, because it's not very watery around here. The season's terrible. Also, what I really am worried about is the fact that we really shouldn't be having these rooms, I don't think, because these are just great big pointless rooms. And apparently there's... These are really bad Feng Shui. Because it's got Feng Shui leakage, which means there are too many doors. Really, that's sort of what it means. And the workshop ain't great. Oh, it's treated as a workshop. I think possibly because it's got something in it that's workshoppy. It counts this as a workshop, which is rather unfortunate. It's also ugly, bare-boned, and ugly. It's just awful. So I think I'm kind of tempted to de-room it. I was going to do this earlier, but I wasn't quite sure if I should. But I'm going to make it not a room. I think what I'll end up doing is I'll move all the kind of like this stuff. I think maybe the observatory counts as the workshop, but I want to move all this kind of production stuff, or various kinds of stuff, into its own separate area, and this can remain as what can be sort of described as the outside world. So I think finally, I was going to do this earlier, I am going to give Artoo a new room. We've got the iron ore, the iron bars, that we got from dismantling stuff and various things, so I feel like finally we should probably do that. We've got 16 to play with. Right. So this is going to be the new improved room. We also need some kind of decoration, because you actually... Artoo is the only one who doesn't have a vase. I originally put one there and then realised I made it out of the wrong material for Artoo. It needs to be metal. And I still need to smelt some more iron bars, which means somebody needs to go mining again. Well, since there's not much iron around, I'm going to do some exploration. Oh no, fuck! This is all iron ore. I said swearing my arse off. Okay, that's good. We can get all this. Right, go on. This wants to be iron walls and cold bed. Bung pipe. No, not bung pipe. Artoo has just gone to bed, irritatingly. Weirdly, Artoo has just got up and gone into her new room. How did she know? Possibly because it's possibly because that matches her element, and well, sort of. And now, yeah, okay. So let's put this into an auspicious location. There, that seems good. So now you've got, hopefully, should be a happier bunny. Oh, it's a bit cramped. You know what? I should have made it bigger, but we didn't really have the iron ore, so... Again, that very much a work in progress. Here, we'll use that as a spare bedroom. I've still got that bloody bed in here. Just realised. That can go in there. That can be a spare room. I also need to sort out the lighting, because I think it's too dark. Everyone's complaining about it being dim. But, yeah, I'll do that shortly. Okay, so Artoo gets a sensor. It looks like a tit. I'm making that out of iron, so that should hopefully beget water. Yeah, still need to improve the clothing. Well, see, I already made some thin pants, which is quality common. So maybe there's a way of getting. I think people wear. There we go. Mindful dresser. When selected, the character will automatically change their clothes according to the current temperature. But that's temperature, not quality. So I think her pants. I need to get her to change her pants. Okay, let's try to do that. I'm not sure if this is going to be the right thing to do, but we'll try. Artoo. Right, let's see if you like your new thin pants. Right. Eventually, I don't know if this is going to happen straight away. Oh, it has! The clothing thing has disappeared, so now she's got good clothing. It's also dark, so I need to sort out lighting. For some reason, these lights don't look like they're lit, but I think they are. So we really need to start... Well, we'll need to move things around a bit. I'll probably create a few new rooms off camera, just so we've got some spare. And I want to make an entertainment room. I'll make a separate dining room. I think I might need to move the well. I don't know, but we'll see. So we'll put this up again next time with any luck. So do leave a comment and like if you're appreciating this series and all that. So I know to really make the most of it. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to the channel to be notified when new stuff goes live, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.